Never known you to be shy, Saeed.
No, from time to time, you know. So
I don't
it's
believe
okay.
that. Go ahead.
So it's with old age. Anyway, so this area in Serat was an area that the Israelis even did not ask people to evacuate. I mean, this is really refugees. They killed 64 people. We don't know how many was killed. I mean, you know, what possible advantage? I want to ask you, because the other day you said that maybe Sinwar prefers, you know, the safety of the tunnels, the comfort of the tunnel, to coming out and so on. So why would Hamas militants, what possible tactical advantage or strategic advantage for them to be in the school? Isn't it just like, you know, that red herring, something that the Israelis could use time and time and time again as, you know, a cover to continue to kill people? I mean, considering that, you know, 130 civilians were killed in the preceding 24 hours.
So the advantage to Hamas, and it is a sickening advantage to them, is that they think they can hide behind civilians and prevent from being struck. And there have been times, I can tell you, hold on, there have been times that we know that Israel has passed on taking strikes because there were Hamas militants who were embedded directly with civilians, and they made the decision that they could not take a strike against a militant without causing disproportionate civilian harm. So that has happened, and there are militants who were not. There were strikes that they did not take because of that reason. Now, with respect to this one, we need to know exactly what happened. As I said, and as you just pointed out, there are conflicting accounts about what exactly happened here, and that's why we need to get to the bottom of it.
You know, we are no military experts. At least I speak about myself, but one knows from reading so much and so on. I mean, the safety of the rubble area, the safety of the destroyed cities and buildings and so on, that becomes a concrete jungle, is a lot safer for these fighters. There would be no incentive whatsoever for them to go and be among their families and so on, because the food is probably better in the tunnels or in these places. Safety is a lot better. Why would they do it? Or just, you know, anything that Israel can say.
So number one, I just think established exactly why they would do it. Number two, I just don't think as a factual matter it's actually in dispute that they have done it, and they continue to do it. Yeah. We have seen clear, convincing evidence. Some of that evidence has been made public of them hiding in civilian targets going back before October 7th, and that has continued to be one of their primary tactics since October 7th.
You know, I tell you what.
And I should say, launching, in addition to hiding, launching attacks, launching mortar attacks, and launing other attacks from inside civilian infrastructure.
Not from these areas. I mean, they want to launch attacks where the Israeli military is actually present and so on, not likely in then Serat where they could be bombed from the air and so on. I mean, you know, this thing that we keep hearing about human shield and so on, I just want to remind you that this is basically an Israeli thing, to the point where the Israeli Supreme Court told them you could not do it. You could not use Palestinian kids as human shields to wrap them around their jeeps and walk into the cities and so on. And in fact, they continue to do it. So what possible? I mean, Israel has no credibility whatsoever to believe what they say, that there are Hamas fighters are hiding there. We have not seen any evidence. They have not shown us any of these people.
What I just said is Israel said to us they're going to release the names of militants that they have killed. If that's true, if they do it, the entire world will be able to see that and judge. But I'm going to wait until we see what happens.
Can I ask you a couple more questions, if I may? You know, and yesterday there was the march into Jerusalem, the old city, and so on. And, you know, the marchers just beat the heck out of Palestinian journalists and so on. And, you know, Palestinian journalists seem to be, you know, at the tail end of recognizing whether in Gaza or in the West Bank and so on. Is there any particular reason for that?
So we have seen the videos of this incident, seen the photos of this incident, and we strongly condemn them. Journalists and media workers are essential to democracy. They should not be attacked anywhere in the world, including in Israel, for doing their jobs. We expect Israel to uphold its stated commitment to human rights and press freedom. We expect them to protect journalists from these kinds of assaults. And if there are violations of criminal law, we expect people to be fully held accountable.
And do you expect Israel to, you know, take what you just said seriously enough to actually abide by that?
I'm going to make clear what the United States expectations are, but we have shown repeatedly that we are willing to have tough conversations with Israel about these matters.